Hey everybody, welcome to Integumentary Systems. I know we just talked about five senses and one of them being touch. In this session, we go deeper into our body's outer covering, which is mainly skin, some hair, some nails, and glands. Here are the learning objectives. Ideally, by the end of this session, you will be able to examine the anatomy of the integumentary systems, determine the main functions of the integumentary systems, differentiate integumentary system, medical terms, and common abbreviations, discover the medical specialties associated with the systems, and recognize common diseases, disorders, and procedures related to the integumentary systems. By the end of this, you'll also be able to say integumentary, I think. In our text, we look at skin, hair, nails, sweat glands, and sebaceous glands, which produces oil of the integumentary system. So I guess in a way, it's skin and its friends. Did you know that skin was the biggest organ? So apparently it makes up about 16% of our body weight too. So it's not just skin cancer when it's the largest organ of your body. Melanoma can be deadly. So I found this meme that I thought was kind of funny. Well, cancer is not funny, but still, you know. So please try and start with a thorough look at these blocks. Again, prefixes and suffixes repeat, so you'll soon reach a point where you don't really need to memorize any of them. And in the text, you'll do a deeper dive when you read the text and watch the videos, but let's just take a quick look at it together. So our skin is made of multiple layers of cells and tissues. And as you can see, and it may feel, um, there are layers of our skin, right? So like epidermis at the very top, and then dermis right underneath, and hypodermis further down. So make sure you're familiar with these and the different features of these layers. And make sure you know the three main functions of the skin they talk about in the text, as well as the vitamin D synthesis. Okay, let's take a breath. While the kitties were eating together, which I thought was really cute. Okay, on top of the skin, there are three main accessory structures of the integumentary system: hair, nails, and glands. So please make sure you understand hair's structures, the functions, and its growth, loss, and color. And it's definitely closely tied to changes due to aging, so read that portion carefully as well. Second accessory structure is nails. Please familiarize yourself with structures and what they do. And the third accessory structure is sweat glands. And make sure you're familiar with the structures and what they do as well. I sometimes think of the pimples and stuff, which involve like clogging of pores. So maybe that's something you want to think about when you're reading about these two. So if you are aiming to be a healthcare professional in the future, then I would encourage you to be familiar with these common abbreviations for integumentary systems. If you're not, if you're here for just to learn more about it, I would I would skip this portion actually. But if you want to go to med school or PA school, nursing school, etc., I know some of you are aiming for that, as you shared in your introduction. I would try and familiarize yourselves with these as well. Some diseases and disorders related to the integumentary systems were listed, and it's interesting, and perhaps it's because it's on the outside of our body that a lot of these changes are visible as we age. Um, so there's a specific portion related to aging related change. There are some injuries that were mentioned, such as burns and stuff. So take a look at those carefully. And then a specialty and clinical connection that was mentioned that was big was dermatology. So this is a specialty uh, on integumentary system and accessory structures. So if that's something of your interest, I would look at this section very carefully. All right, so for the integumentary systems, we have 73 terms. For these vocabularies, aim to again master about 70 to 80% of the terms here at the moment. Again, these terms require you to revisit multiple times. Otherwise, they're going to slip away. So for now, try and aim to remember about 60 terms while you're studying this summer right now. And really just familiarize yourselves with more exposure. Again, 1 minute reflections here for you to share about your learning, what you remember from this section, and then what are some things that are unclear for you, and then if there's anything you want to share with me. Thanks so much.